Everybody, Gro Pro here, doing a quick watering update on our day 22 auto flowers and our day 15 conventional photo period AK48 Northern Lights White Widow and our day 7 Gorilla Glue Northern Lights. Today everything needs water. In our water we have the benefit of natural occurring calcium and magnesium since we have a well. So what that means, every time we have to water at the same time, same amount every time, because it's crucial to supplementing the intake of those two nutrients. We also check the ppm after letting our water sit for 48 hours before watering to evaporate like any bad chemicals or anything that's bad for the plant. The ppm is parts per million, which describes dissolved salts in your water. There are several criteria you can go off of for supplementing nutrients and the reading of your supplement, but let's go ahead and go fill up our water and go from there. So we already explained parts per million. Now we're going to explain pH. pH is a numeric scale used to specify the acidity or alkalinity of an aqueous solution. Aqueous just means water, like fluid, of course. And then EC, which is the conductivity of a substance, which is defined as the ability or power to conduct or transmit heat, electricity, or sound. We don't use EC. In the future we will, and we will explain it. It is much more complicated and it's usually used overseas. So let's get to using some of what we use, which is the pH and the ppm and our temperature. The most soluble temperature of water is 68.8 degrees, so keep that in mind. Alright, so every time I've done the ppm on my basic water, completely cleaned out, I've gotten 230 ppm, almost every single time in the 230s. So we know that we are running right around the same amount, and we know that we're staying within that. It doesn't change with the amount of water you use, it's the same parts per million. So 242, we'll put that down in the record books, and then we'll test our pH. Very, very high. We're gonna go ahead and change that. We went ahead and added 2 capfuls of the pH down. This is the acid, which brings it, of course, down. So we're gonna get ahead in there using our mixing stick. So much water, so we gotta mix it really good. So we were about at 8.2 before, and if I can get it to focus, 7.3. Based on that math, I went ahead and did another cap and a half. Considering 2 caps went 10, we don't want to come down to 6.3, we want to get to 6.5. So here we go. So we're at 6.6. We don't want to add too much more, especially if it stays at 6.6 or it's slowly popping up and down. You don't want to add any more of that stuff. It's really not that great, the pH up or down. So we're going to go ahead and water. So carrying that sucker down the hallway was one hell of a feat. But I thought I'd show you this. Went ahead and got a pump. It pumps the water out of pools. Here's the non-French side. It's 1/5 horsepower. So I use this guy and an expanding hose and a watering wand, which adds air to the water. So without further ado, we just went ahead and dunked that sucker in the water. Come over here. I throw this little tray in here because the watering wand will leak a little between plants. And then what I actually like to do is count on my phone. So I won't be videoing it. I'll video one of these guys getting watered for you guys, and then we'll come back from everyone being watered.